Here now, Tom Price, former Health and Human Services Secretary. Tom, great to see you. And I just want to start with your expert opinion on this. You know, we're seeing so much spending, so many mandates, so much fear, all sort of shepherded by this administration, clearly not fixing the problem. From a health standpoint, do we need all of this right now? Or are we at the point where we have the tools to battle this virus and we got to tell people you have to go back out to work and resume your normal life? It's time.
No, precisely. Look, we have the tools necessary right now, and it's important to step back and kind of evaluate where we are. Today in the briefing, the administration said that Omicron was 95% of the disease that's out there, COVID disease that's out there. They admitted that it's a mild disease. If you look at what the mortality is, it's less than the mortality of having the annual flu. So what this means, precisely to your point, is that we need to get on with our lives, whether it's opening schools, whether it's making certain that we open society in terms of commerce or activity. We've got to move on. It's important that we recognize that we need vaccines. Yes, we need to wear masks if we've been exposed or are immunocompromised. We need to stay home if we're not feeling well, and we need to utilize the testing that we have. But we've got to move on with our lives as a society. It's absolutely imperative.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you look at what's happening, you wonder if part of this is just fear-mongering and telling the nation a narrative that now the White House is solidly, essentially sticking to. It's worked out pretty well for them with respect to spending a lot of money and trying to get things through that they've wanted to get through. It almost feels like this is a White House that doesn't want to see this pandemic end.
Well, and that's concerning. They certainly have spent a lot of money, but I would suggest to them that what they need is a new perspective. They need they need to embrace the fact that we're doing relatively well with this disease right now. Because although it's remarkably transmissible, there's no doubt about it. But the virulence of it, the deadliness of it, is significantly less. And it's beyond me why this administration doesn't embrace the fact that we can move forward as a society. We can get on with our lives. We can do the kinds of things that we want to do, taking all common sense and all precaution, without a doubt. But there's no reason to have any of the lockdowns that we've had in the past, and there certainly is no reason for schools to be closed.
Tom, something happened here with this administration that you rightly point out. Essentially said that it was going to come in, snap its fingers with a vaccine that it was handed, by the way, and fix everything. Right. And that hasn't exactly happened here. The administration went so hard on pushing vaccines and saying every American had to get a vaccine that they didn't listen to the voices of those who just were never planning on getting a vaccine. They didn't trust it for whatever reason, and they didn't focus on therapeutics. And so I say to myself, if you had another president in the White House that had all the tools at his disposal and he didn't mass produce them to make sure that everybody was covered in some way, there would be hell to pay.
Oh, without a doubt. But then you have the president admitting to himself and then to the public, I wish I'd thought about ordering a lot of tests 6 months ago.
Right.
This doesn't make any sense at all. But I think they ought to embrace the fact that we're moving through this in a way that the nation has responded to in a remarkably unified way, because we've seen lower incidence of severe disease. We're able to treat this to a better degree. I think the administration ought to embrace more solutions regarding the treatment, and they ought to encourage that public-private partnership to bring about more treatments. But they
should have been doing it 6 months ago.
Exactly.
So that we were ready for now. That's where the frustration is. Tom Price.
But what they also ought to be doing is embracing the fact that we need to move on as a society, getting through this and move on with our lives.
Right. But then part of that would also mean admitting the failure of not having the tools at everybody's disposal. It's a tough situation to walk back from now. Tom Price, good to see you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks so much, Jackie.
Okay.